The zombie apocalypse is a common trope used in countless different stories illustrating the destruction of humanity via infectious outbreak. A major theme of this genre is the sink or swim mentality people must have in order to survive. Two of the most prevalent characters to carry this mentality are Clementine from The Walking Dead and Ellie from The Last of Us. The age-old debate is who is a better survivor. This is probably the only time I'm gonna actually enjoy power scaling, so like, subscribe, and big spoilers ahead. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Ellie's the better survivor, and here's why. Many people like to bring up how Clementine was only 8 years old when the apocalypse started, and when she first saw people die, some of whom were her friends. Hell, she even caught her first body around this time. Going through all that at such a young age is commendable, and probably contributed to how locked in she was later on. However, Ellie was born 6 years into the apocalypse and was raised in a quarantine zone run by the military. I've heard people say this makes her pampered since she was safe and didn't have to go through anything in her early childhood. First of all, she was an orphan because her mom died at her birth. Marlene would send a person to check up on her every now and then, but they probably did as much as the third Hokage did for Naruto, meaning she pretty much raised herself. Also, the military were not good people. They were extremely oppressive, and the civilians didn't have many rights. They had little control over where they could go, when they can eat. If someone was infected, fuck taking them to the back. Let's just blow him down right here in front of everyone. At 13, Ellie went to a military boarding school and shortly after got drafted. That's at least 1 year of government military training that Clementine never had. Moreover, Clementine had at least 8 years to experience a normal life. Ellie was born hoed. Something else I hear a lot is how Clementine is so smart and good at making decisions. I will admit, the groups that Clementine found herself in were not the smartest, especially season 2. Those guys were actual lobotomites, grown-ass men asking this 10-year-old little girl what they should do next. This doesn't necessarily make her smart or particularly good at decision making though. If I lock you in a room full of monkeys and you're the only one to find a key on the floor and unlock the door, you're not fucking Einstein all of a sudden. And I get that raising a whole child can be a pretty daunting task, but why does that matter? Why would I care how good of a mommy she is? How many people has she killed? How many walkers have you killed? I understand staying alive and keeping others alive is a good show of survival, but killing people is an even better feat. The best defense is a good offense. I wouldn't have to worry about trying to live when all my ops are dead. And I know Clementine racked up some eliminations. Season 3 Clem was on bad timing, but not nearly as bad as Ellie. Ellie, at the age of 14, has probably caught more bodies in a single day than Clem has her entire career. Ellie has taken down entire militias single-handedly. Clem barely survived her run-in with Lily's lil-ass group, and she had help.
But Ellie would have died if she wasn't immune.
Okay, Goku would have died to Frieza if he didn't go Super Saiyan. Clem would have starved to death in that treehouse if Lee ain't come to rescue her. So what? Immunity is just more of a reason why she's better at survival. And she's still able to get her head blown off. She ain't immune to bullets. And she's certainly still able to get mauled by zombies. She's not immune to dying. While we're on the subject, I never hear people bring up the zombies. The one thing Walking Dead zombies have is how everyone turns into one when they die, regardless of getting affected beforehand. Other than that, they are soft as baby shit. They're slow, stupid, easy to kill, rub some blood on you, or put on this funny mask and boom, zero object permanence. The Last of Us zombies are damn near Resident Evil adjacent. They have higher intelligence than 90% of Clem's group in season 2. They are capable of hiding, throwing projectiles, and fucking echolocation. I love Clementine, but she's not lasting a week in The Last of Us, especially not with the fireflies, wolves, and Diddy dungeons in the second game. Clem spent most of her life rolling with groups of people. Ellie was either duoed or dolo. Also, if Clementine was so good at making decisions, why was she always getting kidnapped? Season 1, it happened twice. Season 2, it happened once. Season 3, she didn't get kidnapped, but she lost AJ, mother of the year over here. In Season 4, a grown-ass woman still getting kidnapped. The one time Ellie got kidnapped, she broke out by herself and mangled the guy's face with a machete. She doesn't find herself in these situations nearly as much as Clem, yet Clem is the best decision maker out of the two.
But what about the time Clem stitched herself?
What about the time Joel got turned into a donut and Ellie nursed him back to health from the brink of death? Everything that Clem has done, Ellie has done better. The one thing she got is AJ, and she had a shit ton of help raising him. Clementine's skills are undeniable, and the things she did at such a young age will forever cement her in the Hall of Fame. But comparing her to Ellie is just setting her up for failure. This is like comparing Jeremy Lin to LeBron James. Better yet, saying Izuku Midoriya can beat Son Goku. Blasphemy. You can say Clementine is a better written character, or has a better game, or a better ending to the game, a better reason for doing things, or a more relatable personality. Many things Clem does better than Ellie. Surviving is not one of them.